journalism, I decided to go to TUSA because I have an interest in foreign journalism and especially in East Asia, so I wanted to learn Chinese and I figured that this was the best way to do so. Even though it's a little odd to say, I think the most memorable experience has been riding on the back of my language partner's motorcycle, because motorcycles are very rare where I come from, and they're considered to be these incredibly unsafe vehicles that people with a death wish tend to ride. But riding on the back of it, it was really interesting, and it really made me feel like I was a part of what was going on. Just, it kind of made me feel like a part of the city. And you know, it was interesting to have my Yukon give me this opportunity to really travel and live the way that she does. I originally thought Taiwan was a lot smaller. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but I thought that everything was a lot more concentrated. I didn't think that it was easy to travel to different parts of the island. I thought that everything was pretty isolated as far as where people lived. But then again, I grew up in the American South, so our education of Eastern, just anywhere that isn't the United States, is pretty thin. So getting to come here and experience what it's really like. My city is supposed to be one of the most modern in my state, and we don't have trains. So it's just crazy to see how different it is from what I thought. And nothing here is isolated. Yeah.
And what do you think about Taiwan now? Is there any change during the program?
I think that a lot of people have a misconception about the way that the people in Taiwan live their lives and what they're concerned about and what they think is interesting. Growing up in the States, I think that I only have a concept of a nation's conflicts with other countries rather than its people and how they live and what they like to do. So coming here, seeing and meeting and talking to real people that live here, it gives you more of a perception about, like, this is a real place with real people with real interests. They're not defined by their relationship with other countries, and they're not defined by the US's relationship with countries that they have relationships with. I think I've learned more here than I have in 2 semesters of Chinese at my home university. My teacher is the most patient woman I've ever met. I think that the lectures, the culture classes, the ability for us to really dive into the language the way that we do in these lengthy courses where we cover a lot of information, it really, you don't realize how much your language skills have grown until you're in a conversation with someone and you're like, oh, I know how to say that now. I never knew how to say it, but now I do.
How are the teachers and the CLC staff and the one-on-one language partner?
My one-on-one teacher is the best. I absolutely adore her. I've never learned so much from a single human being. My main teacher is patient, but I think she is the most patient because she listens to me stutter and stumble through my sentences in Chinese, and she keeps up with me, she corrects me. I've learned so much from her in just how to talk and not sound like a dumb American. so grateful to her for that. The CLC staff are so nice and so considerate, and they will make sure that anything that you need, you have, any questions that you have are answered. And they really care about making this program meaningful for the people in it. I've gone to the night market in one of the night markets here in Tainan. I went to 2 in Taipei. They weren't with my language partner. I also went to see dragon boats, but she took me to go get zongzi, the little stuffed rice things, before that, and that was pretty memorable. I think that my most memorable experience with her, we went to Yantian, just like one of the beef noodle shops in Tainan, and we were having a conversation about Taiwanese and American politics, and then she suddenly started complaining about how she sends her boyfriend like 10 paragraphs of text messages and he never replies or replies with 1 sentence. And I've never identified with a statement more in my entire life. So we just spent maybe an hour going back and forth complaining about her boyfriend's not responding to our text messages in the detail that we wanted. And we were talking so excitedly and so loudly that people in the restaurant were staring at us. And that's definitely, I think, my most memorable experience with her, because it was the first conversation that I was so invested in that I didn't notice until afterwards that I had been speaking in Chinese the entire length of it, which was crazy. I didn't know that I could express anything in Chinese, let alone my frustrations with someone I'm in a relationship. But she's the greatest. She's really busy, but she makes time as much as she can to see me, and I appreciate everything that she does. She took me to see a musical. My Chinese is not at the level where I understood a whole lot of it. I knew the plot, but I couldn't tell you any of the characters' names at all. I don't know who they were, but I know what they did. And that was really entertaining. I think the painting was my favorite. The person that they brought in to teach the painting was eccentric, but in a good way. He definitely had a lot to teach, and he had a very interesting setup for what he did. But it was really interesting to have the opportunity to do it ourselves, because that kind of stuff, those materials, that style of painting is not something you can ever get training in or something that you can have access to in the States. So it was nice to have a moment to really delve into that, and the teacher was very interesting. I will tell my friends that TUSA is the best way to immerse yourself in Taiwan and the Chinese language, and it is, you won't notice how much you've grown until it's over.